welcome to I guess unboxing, review, however you want to call it. I mean, it's both actually technically, but I ended up buying a product off of the TikTok shop, which is, this is why I have all this lined up. You guys don't see, it's like a little bit off to the corner, but actually I have all these hats. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hats right here off to the side, and I'll let you guys know why. I mean, you guys could probably sorry, the table keeps on moving, but you guys could probably figure out why, or not why, but what the product is. Like I said, I found it off the TikTok shop. I've done the thing where like I've cleaned my shoes, I've cleaned like purses, I've cleaned wallets and stuff like that with, you know, some of the products like what is it, EB Kicks. I've used even here the shoe dock one, right? Was it FZ 150, something like that it's called. So I've done that. The thing is, I'll let you know where's that one specific hat, because I needed an example. I could give you guys actually two of them, this one and, well, this one I think I haven't cleaned it really, but actually these two. So good example right here. Like I said, I have all these hats on the side. Good example right here. You see that? You see the sweat stain? You see that? So this is actually one of the hats that I took to Puerto Rico, and it was during November. It was still hot, 80 degrees, anywhere from 80 to like low 80s all the way to pretty much 90-degree weather. And yes, I did wear sunblock because I am bald. Of course, got to protect even you know, my bald head. I got to protect it from the sun. So I did use sunblock, and I was sweating out there. You know, got the sweat stains. These are not it's not that, hey, he waited till this long to clean it. No, there's the thing. I did clean it a couple of times, just the same way with this hat. I cleaned it a couple of times with the shoe dock solution. And the thing is, it almost seems like it never really took it off. It just masked it. So we're gonna test out this product that I found on TikTok, and we are gonna open it up. And here we go. Complete hat kit. See that? Krispe. What it's called? Krispe. Crisps. Let me stop doing that, because then when I have to when I have to actually do the audio, is gonna take me a while to get rid of those hisses. So we're gonna open it up. So I'm gonna show you guys what it comes with. The hat foam cleaner. It's this one right here. So I ended up buying the one that I had double. So I bought two of them just to make sure, right? How about if at the end I did like it, or if I don't like it, you know, I'll let you know, and I guess I wasted money on it. And then the hat freshener. So this to make sure, you know, when your hats are smelling funky from the sweat and everything, you know, this, the deodorant, yeah, hat freshener, I call it deodorizer. And this is the water stain repellent. Try to see that. So I bought two of the cleaners, bam, one freshener, hat freshener, and then the other one, the water and stain repellent. And it does come with a soft brush. So I've seen them do the video, and the way this works, it's not the same as the other stuff I've done with like the shoe dock and EB Kicks, because those they are meant to be used on hats and like all these other different things, but I wanted to do something specifically just for hats. So for my hat guys out there, or hat people, I guess, because you know there's some women that wear hats too. The way it works for this, you don't even need water. That's what I saw in the video. You don't even need water. So we're gonna see how true this is. We're gonna try it on this hat that pretty much has the worst stains out of all the hats that I have. There's some hats where back here, like this one I just wore it yesterday and I just noticed that it had a nasty stain back here, right here. You guys can see that. So we're gonna try different. Besides just black, there's some that have like the stains on the rim here. So we're gonna try those. But like I said, want to start off with the one that has the worst. So like I said, even I'll read it here. Effective half cleaning. Let's see. Doesn't even tell you how to use it really. Yeah, so there's no instructions on here on this one. But like I said, I did see it on the TikTok videos. So basically just gonna pour it, just spray it on there. Alright, see that? You just with the brush. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean it and do it the way they showed me on the video. And then what I'll do, because I don't want it to be like the other ones where trying to make sure it's not messing up the hat too, because if not, I'm gonna switch over to, where did I leave them? Hold on. If not, if I start seeing that it's starting to damage the hat, because I seen them use the brush, but if I see that it's starting to like do like a little stuff that I don't like, the little fuzzies is what I call them, I'm gonna switch over to these that I have from the other stuff I bought and use that. What we're gonna do is put it on, apply it again. See that? Brush it in. And then we'll let it probably dry up for like a day. And then I'll come back tomorrow, let you guys know how it looks. But this is supposed to work just fine, just like this. And it's supposed to bring out the color too, actually. Let me not forget that. It's supposed to like revive the color of your hat. So that's a good thing too, if it does do that. Let's put it on the actual rim. You know what? I'm gonna use this. There we go. There we go. I don't know. I feel safer with using a sponge than using this on my hat, because it does still do the same thing. That's not bad, actually. I mean, I want to wait to see how it looks when it dries up. And like I said, look, there's the side I already cleaned. Bam. See that? The front looks pretty clean, but the thing is, you got to remember, it's still wet. Look at the side that I haven't cleaned. Look at the sweat stains. See that? Pretty bad, right? And the thing is, it's not like these hats are not like the typical hats that anyone can just buy at Lids or any like of those stores, because these hats are from Culture Kings and a lot of their stuff is like exclusive, and once it sells out, it sells out. That's it. You can't buy them no more. So I gotta make sure I keep these hats in pristine, make them look nice, you know. And you see this? Well, I'll show you guys right now why I switched over to the sponge. It was a good idea that I did, because I just saw what happened. Great. So I'm gonna make sure that I use the sponge. So alright, I want to test it out. I want to experiment. I'm not gonna be using this anymore. I'm gonna be using this right here, the sponge instead, and I'll show you guys right now why. Let me just finish off putting it on the whole hat. I mean, so far it's working pretty good. Like I said, they did show no water, so I'm going to repeat it again. You don't have to use water. Alright? We're going to clean the inside. Well, not the inside, but the rim. We're going to clean that. And then we're going to spray it with that deodorizer. And I think tomorrow, because I want to wait for this to dry up, and then tomorrow, so I'll put the freshener, I'll spray that in there. I don't even know what it smells like. It doesn't even say. So you just spray it directly in the inside, right here. Oh! Oh! It's a nice, like, fresh scent. Like a summer breeze. I don't even know. Summer breeze. Like an ocean breeze. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, it's like an ocean breeze. Smells really good. But look at that. See that? Look at that. It seems like it's doing its job. Now, let me see if I can get this right. This is what the brush caused on it. You see the little fuzzy, can you guys see that? The little fuzzy stuff right there on the button right here. Yeah, that was caused by the brush. So I guess I'm not going to be using that. But so far it looks like it got everything. I'm going to put this off to the side. Put this right behind me right here. I'm going to put that back there. I'm going to try one more on here because this video is getting too long just for this one thing. Let's see if I could figure out, because we already did a black on black, so it's fine. So we don't need to do that. Here we go, perfect. This one we're going to do just the rim because everything else is pretty clean, because this is made out of nylon actually. But see the rim? You see how like nasty it looks? The sweat stain right here. See that? We're gonna clean that. We're gonna see if this works. I am someone that sweats very, very, very easily, and I tend to stain a lot of my hats. And I love wearing hats. You might say, hey, is it because you're bald? No. I actually like wearing hats back in the day. But then my cousin, he told me like, hey, you gotta stop wearing hats because then you're gonna go bald. This is when I had hair. And look what happened. I stopped wearing hats and I still ended up bald. Like, I could grow my hair, it just won't grow the way I want it to. Actually, you would. While I'm cleaning this, I'll give you this example. A lot of people have used this. You know, when you were a kid, that's for my people out there that watch anime. As a matter of fact, I'm wearing an anime shirt. But for my people that watch anime like that, you remember watching Dragon Ball Z? You guys know where I'm going with this? Watching Dragon Ball Z, and you were like, oh, I want to be one of the characters from Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, that would be so cool. I was the same way. I guess I should have been more specific with it, because I ended up with that. I ended up with that Vegeta hairline. I'm not gonna lie. I ended up with the Vegeta hairline. Crazy, right? I'm hoping this thing comes off. Feels like it's gonna be a little bit harder on this one just because it was sitting on there for such a long time. We got it cleaned up. It doesn't look as nasty. Like I said though, it is still wet. See that? Right here. So we'll put that off to the side. So far, I am liking what it's doing. Let's see. I forgot why this one, but this one I can tell you why. This one is the same way. We're gonna do one more. We're gonna do one more of these, and then I'm gonna do one more of the black on black. But see the sweat stain on there? Can you guys see that? Yeah, like I said, I sweat very easily, and that ends up happening to a lot of my hats. And as you guys can see, these are hats that I did not take to Puerto Rico. The hats that I did take to Puerto Rico, like that, the first one I did, the LA hat, and the socks hat, that's right here, I did take to Puerto Rico. You see how I got it all over the hat? Yeah, you see, Puerto Rico had me sweating like crazy. Got my hats very, very dirty. Not to say here I don't get them dirty, but not as bad. Meanwhile, these usually it's just this that I get dirty most of the time. The rim. That's what I get dirty. Like I said, hopefully this cleans it out, because then if it does, like I said, I'm gonna give you guys the truth. I'm not getting paid for this. I paid for this out of my own pocket. And from what I saw, I will say this right now. From what I saw is that you could only get this on the TikTok shop right now. Because I did try to check on their Instagram. I did try to check on on their Instagram. I tried to check on Instagram to see if they had an actual website and a store or something like that. Couldn't find it. So then I did go back to the TikTok shop, and on the TikTok shop, that's the only spot that they had it. So had no choice but to buy it from there. That's the only place you could buy it for right now. But I hope that they actually get a store if this does work out pretty well. So now I can just order it from there. You know what? We're gonna spray this inside it too. Why not? Let's make it smell fresh. All right. Tell you one thing. This, if the cleaning, if the, what they call it, hat foam. I was gonna say hot foam. The hat foam cleaner doesn't work out too well. Hey, I'm happy with the freshener. Just the freshener itself, boy. Look at that. I don't even have to clean the rest of it because the rest of it is pretty good. I don't really see sweat stains on it. Like I said, usually I just get this dirty and not all of this up here. So I'm gonna put this back here as well. Yeah, I'm just stacking up the hats right behind me. We're gonna do this last one on video, and the rest of these I'm gonna do them off camera. And then, like I said, we're gonna come back tomorrow after it all dries out. But again, we're gonna show it the sweat stains. See the sweat stains up here, sweat stains right here, the sweat stains on the sides right here, around the hat. You got sweat stains all over that. And you know what? I will say it is very convenient that I do not have to put water. It's just straight foam to the hat, rub it in, and that's it. Because that's the one thing with the other ones. The other ones, they did say the whole thing about like, hey, you have to make sure you dip it in the water, in warm water. Then you go right ahead and rub it into the material. Then you're all good. The one thing I will say too that's different between the hat foam cleaner, this one, and the other products I've used, they didn't really bring back the colors on the hats. And this one so far seems like it is. Because even, I will say this, even like with the other ones, cleaning it, yeah, like you had this whole thing where like you could tell that it was wet, that the material was all wet and everything. But this one, you could tell that it's wet, but there's something different about it, that it is making the color extra shiny. Basically, like if I just bought it. Like if I just bought it and got it out the box, opened it up, and I'm barely gonna wear it. That's how vibrant the colors look now. which I'm happy about that. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. I'm not complaining at all. I mean, I don't think any of us would, right? Especially like when you spend, it all depends. It all depends how much you guys spend. Because I know there's some hats out there that do cost quite some. But especially if you spend anywhere from like 30 to 40 bucks on a hat, you want to make sure that hat lasts quite some time and that the color lasts as well. You know, because I know there's some people out there that still wear their hats when they're like super faded out. But at least this will actually work. Because this is the thing. I hope tomorrow it still looks just as clean. It looks just as vibrant on the colors. Alright, that's the last portion of it, at least from the outside. And then we'll do the rim. And hopefully that all looks nice. And then, like I said, we'll see you guys back here tomorrow. See if it worked out. Alright, we're just gonna do the inside right here. The rim. Like I said, this so far I am liking it. I am liking it just for the hats. At least that way, if it does work, I'll have something just for the hats, and then I'll have the stuff that I use for just for my shoes. Because I mean, I will use it to clean other stuff, but like my main thing is to always keep my shoes clean, making them look nice. I just bought them. Hold on, I think I missed a spot in the front. Alright. Spray this on. There we go. So that's all we're going to do. Like I said, this is all we're going to do on camera. I'm going to do the rest of them. We're going to separate them to make sure they all stay nice and dry. Like they get a nice even dry all throughout. And then I'll show you guys the results tomorrow. Let's all just cross our fingers that it works out. Alright? We are back with the review of the Krispe, right? For the for your hats, right? Let me say this. I didn't go the next day and be like, oh yeah, you know, it's all good. I wanted to do something else different. I should have thought about that towards the end of the last portion, right? Before I was like, oh, we'll come back tomorrow. So what I ended up doing is wearing the hats. Of course, I was gonna wear them anyways, right? But since it has been hot here in Chicago, you know, like I said, I sweat easily and all that. So I wanted to put this product to the test and see. I will say I did wear the hats. The next day, yes, they did look nice and everything, but there is one thing, and I'll show you guys this. Like I said, I'm being honest about these reviews. So this is one of the hats that was pretty dirty and all that, but look, it still has some sweat on it. I didn't really sweat that much in some of these hats, so this might be leftover residue. So we might have to go for some of these hats. We might have to do like a second round of cleaning. So like I said, this is one of them. I'm going one by one on the ones that got dirty again. There's the other one. Very light. Well, in this lighting you could actually see it better. But like from a distance, in certain angles you can't really tell. But right here, you see that? You see all that right there? There's some right here too. I don't know if you guys could tell. Yeah, they got dirty again. And like I said, in some of these hats, I didn't sweat that much. On some of them, I didn't understand why it would be that bad. There is one, this one right here, that got really nasty. Again. And this is actually, in the one hat that I did sweat a little bit more on. Actually, it might have been this one. Might have been this one, this LA hat. But not to the extent of it showing like this right away, because that sweat stain that bad was instant like this. Usually it takes a while for these hats to get that bad, but this one was like instantly. So I might have to do a second pass on them. The one hat that I did wear and I did sweat in, that was also pretty bad when I first did use the product, was this one. Look, it's pretty clean. There's no sweat stains whatsoever. So it's kind of weird that like on some of the hats, this one, it got real nasty right away, you know. And like this one, I did sweat in it and it's perfectly fine. The other example that I will pull up, all the hats are right behind me, like how I left them basically. I believe it's this one. I don't know if you guys will be able to tell, but this one's the one that the rim right here was like pretty sweaty. And the thing is, if I really pay attention to it, I could still kind of see it, like it's a little bit darker than the rest, but it's not like it's dirty. It's just a little bit darker than the rest of the hat. So I don't know if I like that or not. Actually, I don't like it. So we're gonna do another pass with the product. Go right ahead, clean these off. Clean this for sure. Clean the ones that I sweated in and that they did damage. Like I said, on these two, like I really didn't sweat that much in them, but they still got pretty nasty. The one that's a little bit more understandable but still doesn't make sense why it would happen so quick is this one. So we're gonna do a second try. I will be spraying them with the, after like the next day I will be doing this. I'll be spraying them with the water and stain repellent. I'll spray them with this, see how that works. I think that's it for now. I don't think you guys want to see me do the process all over again, but we're gonna clean these hats up. The rest of them, like this one was good, this one was good too. This Bears one was also pretty good, and then we have this one, which was the back, the red, which was pretty good too, where it had like the nasty stains back here, right here in this area. But this one's pretty good too. So there's some hats that it did work with really good, really well. As far as material wise on these, they're all the same. So like material wise, this one and this one are the same. So are these. So I can't even tell you like, oh, it's probably the material, because it's not, because since these two are exactly the same, all four of them are exactly the same, the ones that I have on these table, this one, right? So these two and then these two are the same. I can't really tell you that it's the material itself, because it's like I sweated in this one. I think I probably sweated the exact same amount in this hat that I did in this hat. But yet this one got the stains back, especially on the rim right here on the outer rim, and this one's perfectly fine. So we're gonna give it another try and see how it goes. We are back with the results for this product right here for Krispe. And I'll say this, it does work, but there's a thing. You know, when I did clean them the first time I used a sponge, I think it worked to a certain extent with the sponge, and that's why when I still wore one of the hats, they got dirty. Well, it was this one right here that got dirty real quickly. Like as soon as I used it, it got dirty real fast, or like the stain marks that I had previously reappeared right away. So I did go back to using the bristle, right? The brush. Used the brush, and of course got in there, started going back and forth. The only thing I will suggest, because it does work with this brush, it does work actually, because this is it. I've been wearing this one a couple of days and I've sweated in it, and I haven't cleaned it since the time that I used the brush on it instead. It's pretty clean. It's been staying clean. Same thing with this one. Use the brush on it and we're good. I will say this though, when you are using the brush, like I said earlier, because I used it on this hat, you remember the little things right here, the little breathing holes, I guess you could say. I call them breathing holes for like the hats. So there, I used it the first time, and you could kind of see that it's like a little, like, I guess it's damaged or whatever. It's like fuzzy, and it's because of the brushing. So when you're using the brush on your hats, be careful with that. Be careful with the logo, right? Because when you're using it, it will like mess it up. Be careful with this right here too, wherever you have your, if you have some custom made ones like this one, you know, where it has design to it. So be careful with the designs, and like I said, the little breathing holes on your hat, because it will mess it up. As far as the rest of it, you could use it on the actual hat itself. You can use it on the rim. You can use it down here, and it's perfectly fine. I will say let it dry for like a couple of hours. I usually let mine overnight. And then what helped out too with the to make sure that the stains didn't return, let me make sure I have the right one, is this one right here. Is the water and stain repellent. I used that on the hats. I went right ahead, I sprayed it at a nice distance all around. I sprayed all around the hat, right? Sprayed here as well, and then I sprayed the inside as well, and I let that dry. It usually dries within like 30 minutes to an hour. It was perfectly fine. And I used it on this hat, I used it on this hat, and I used it on this hat. So I used it on these for the stain and water repellent. It works great. And yeah, my hats look brand new, and they've been staying brand new ever since I used the products here. And of course you have the thing to freshen up the hats. So I'm thinking that the brush was the one that ended up just cleaning it a little bit deeper, right? Getting a little bit deeper into the material of the hat and really cleaning it. And I think this one was just like kind of, you know, first layer, just barely cleaning it. So with that being said, it's approved by me, for me. It works well for me. Hopefully it works well for you guys. You guys can go to the TikTok shop and search up Krispe, right? Krispe, and just order yourself some stuff from there. Like I said, I ordered the 2 cleaners. Like I said, it doesn't come like this. It doesn't come like this. It usually just comes like that, right? Which is the cleaner, the freshener, the repellent, and the brush. But I ordered a second one just in case if I really did like it. So I think it's worth it. Like I said, hopefully it helps you guys, ladies and gentlemen, whoever wears hats. Because like I said, this is specifically for your hats. Hopefully that works out for you guys. And yeah, keep your hats looking brand new, like you just barely bought them. All right. So I'll see you guys on the next review.